Good morning, mi gente. It's 9 a.m. I know, gay people and an LGBTQ plus Kiki at 9 in the freaking morning? That's why I'm still in bed. Me? I'm FayWhat, and I'm gonna help you get your week started off right. We have lots of fun things to talk about. It's gonna be a fantastic week.
Rainbows, gay boys, hashtag that girl, sunbeams, drag queens, L-word, is that girl, the girl of all our dreams. She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, hashtag that girl, pride-filled, tea-dance, Wilton, is that girl, Latina, but she's universal too. If you find a girl to love, only one girl to love, then she'll be that girl too. That girl.
The FayWhat Show is America's first LGBTQ plus morning show, and we are live right now on Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, Amazon Fire Television, YouTube, and Facebook. I'm also on demand, baby. It's Monday, December 5th, 2022. My God, ya se acabó el año. How the hell did that happen? It's time to kiki about what's going on in the LGBTQ plus community. I have a sidekick joining me in bed for some conversation. What did you think he was joining me in bed for? Bad thoughts. Our next segment is called Gay Boys Sleep Late. And this morning I'm joined by my gay guy pal, model, spiritualist, wellness counselor, ball icon from the House of Gorgeous Gucci, and HIV activist with Impulse Group, Jamal L. Starks. You can find him on Instagram at Porcelain. That's porcelain with a 3. You see that on your screens right now. Good morning, Jamal. Welcome to my bed.
Hi, Faye.
How you doing, Papi Chulo?
I'm feeling good.
I made you tea.
I know.
I know that you're not big on the coffee thing.
No, I'm not.
Why?
No.
Why?
I don't know. It gets me too hype.
Okay. I can see how that could be a problem.
And too hype me is just, I need to.
It's crazy.
I like this.
You like calm Jamal. There is no calm Jamal.
No,
Have you guys been following Jamal? I mean, if you see some of his pictures and some of his videos, make your grandma be like, give me some of that. Give me some of that. How are things? Oh my goodness. Can I tell you that last week's World AIDS Day event that you put together was incredible.
It was amazing.
It was just simply from beginning to end, a sea of people dressed in red, but the main purpose was accomplished.
Yes.
It was a victory for so many. And I mean, people, you forget how many people have been lost with the HIV/AIDS struggle that we have been fighting and battling for decades and decades. Do you think people have forgotten?
Yeah, I do.
You answered that really quickly.
Yeah, because I answered that quickly the last time we was in bed.
Yeah.
I'm happy that it was engaging and that there was an emotional element to it that really drew people into the moment and really made them realize, we have come a long way and we still have a long way to go. But also bringing it back to center, like reminding people the reality of the situation,
the truth. Just because you sweep it to the side doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Exactly.
AIDS, HIV can still kill folks, all right? Yeah, there's PrEP, there's all kinds of things that you can do these days, but there's side effects to the medicine. There's just a lot of things that people still need to be educated about. Just not, hey, let me just have unsafe sex because who cares? We have PrEP. It doesn't work that way, And as a HIV/AIDS activist and advocate, you're constantly having to fight that.
Yes. I'm actually doing that in a little bit. I'm headed to Atlanta for an advisory board meeting with a pharmaceutical company about sexual wellness and about HIV care and taking care of our bodies and things of that nature. So yeah, it's a never ending.
That's why Jamal has like 8 jobs and shit. I have no idea how he finds time. That's why I get him in bed this early in the freaking morning, because if you try to find this fool at noon, you can't. That's it.
I'm somewhere.
No, you're somewhere.
I'm somewhere. I'm somewhere working.
That's what it's all about. Well, thank you for being in bed with me today, Bobby.
I love being in bed with you, of course.
I love that. See, I love when a gay boy says that. So there's a lot of interesting things going on this week in the LGBTQ plus community. Jamal, let's kiki on some of them now.
Let's do that.
All right. So first, in a world where mosquito repellents can't repel mosquitoes, Why do haters think that the drag queen repellent prayer would work? Yes, you heard me right. Anti-LGBTQ and hatred toward drag queens in a small town outside of Fort Worth is under the spotlight in the season 3 premiere of HBO's We're Here. The episode opens with the Hood County Democratic Chair, Adrian Martin, threatening to attack the camera crew and bring rotten eggs after a rumor spread that the drag queens would be in the 4th of July parade in Granbury. Well, the queens appeared in the parade anyway and waved and flaunted pride flags like it was nobody's business. What are we all talking about?
Crazy ass people.
That's what we're talking about.
Crazy ass people. And you can see it's even the Democratic Party too.
Oh my God.
Like, these people are crazy.
They're crazy and they hate us and they don't even have a problem. You know, like there was a time in life where if you were racist or if you had a bunch of hate on you, if you saw a camera, you would shut up because you wouldn't want that posted everywhere. Yeah. Now the Karens and the Kens of the world don't give a crap. They will just, right? They will just sit there and spew hate and be recorded and not care. And it's like, whatever.
And the problem I'm having is that these are physical altercation, like it's equating to physical violence now. Yeah. What did we learn that they were sneaking in to take personal pictures of their personal information
of their stuff, like they just like they were looking to see like where like on set, you know, there's always like a spot where you can like put your stuff at or whatever it is, and there were people trying to sneak in to try to get some pictures to try to use against them in some way. I mean, like these are like some nasty, shady ass people, you know, and I'm thinking about like our drag queens and like
their safety. They're filming a freaking show.
Look at Shangela is like you, like 100 pounds wet with a brick in her pocket, you know, and it's like, I mean, it's scary times.
It is.
I love this show. Have you watched it the last couple of seasons?
I love We're Here. It's there to bring, you know, awareness that, you know, drag queens, homosexuals, LGBTQ plus QIA community, we're human. Yeah. And here we go with the crazies. And in my perspective, these are the non-human beings attacking, you know, or trying to dehumanize some fluff, some songs, some entertainment,
you know, and if you watch
happiness,
and if you watch We're Here, these 3 incredible drag queens, Brave, Eureka, who is now in recovery, Shangela, and who else? Who's the third one? Who's side voice? Bob the drag queen. 3 incredible, top of the line drag queens. And, you know, countless times I'm crying, I'm bawling because like they're going to these small towns where LGBT is not prominent, where they don't have a neighborhood there, right? And then they'll go and they'll help somebody in our community to really come out or to really mend a relationship with somebody in their family or just do something to make their visibility more, you know, in places like this where it's not accepted.
And the funny part is this is just outside of Fort Worth, Texas, which has a neighborhood and has a gay population because Fort Worth is this twin city city to Dallas.
Dallas, where it has like that street, right? That neighborhood or whatever, that's all gay. Yeah.
So it's not like this is foreign to these people. And you can't lean on God or the Lord because, you know, we've been having evangelicals come out in favor of gay marriage and gay this and gay that. So what is your excuse or what do you lean on all of this hatred, all of this violence? Where do you lean? I lean on that they don't have no soul and they're just crazy ass people.
Plain and simple. # crazy ass people. Yeah, I don't think they have a soul either. You can't go to sleep at night and just be all wrapped up and go, oh, Jesus loves me. I love Jesus. This is a wonderful world when you have that much hate in your soul.
Right.
That's it. Plain and simple. All right. So girls, be careful out there. All right. I mean.
No, seriously.
Listen, but we've been talking about this off camera too, about how crazy it is. Last week, right, it was like Wednesday or Tuesday. You know, we live in South Florida and there's a neighborhood here called, you know, Wilton Manors, and there was someone flinging a gun around in front of Alibis last week.
Wow. I didn't hear about that.
Just, you know, then they couldn't find him. And I mean, this is the kind of stuff that we are dealing with right now. People are invading our little neighborhoods thinking that they can because hate is out there and hate is on TV and they see the Tucker Carlsons and they say it's okay to hate us.
And I think a week and a half ago, CC Glitzer, you know, yes, got poor
a twist.
a
She
twist.
so Cece
Somebody attacked her when she walked out, and she wasn't even the person who the attack was intended for.
Yeah.
I think the bouncer told a guy he couldn't come in because of.
And then the person came back and had something in his hand and threw it at her. Can you imagine if that would have been?
And it got all over everything, acid or bleach.
Can you imagine?
Or anything.
It could have been anything.
It could have been anything.
And thank goodness Cece is okay. Our thoughts are with you. We love you, Cece. When I heard that story, I was blown away as well. Like, that was just horrific. Listen, if you see something, say something. Okay, if you go out with your folks, just stay attention. You know, keep attention. Be alert. Be aware. Okay, we're under attack. That's the final thing. You need to just know that. All right. All right, next, thank you to the Senate for finally voting to pass the Respect for Marriage Act. The Respect for Marriage Act was introduced after the Supreme Court struck down Roe v. Wade in June. Concerned that other Supreme Court decisions are in jeopardy, Democrats and 11 Republicans decided to enshrine the right to marriage equality into federal law with a 61-36 vote. We love you for this. Thank you, Republicans, that came on over for that. What are we all talking about? You know, and you know what? I'm going to take back that thank you. Like, why am I saying thank you to these people for just being human, Jamal?
For doing
like,
what they're supposed to do.
Well, they brainwashed the shit out of me. That's what's going on, right? Do, right? I'm brainwashed. You did it. I've been bamboozled. Oh.
Doing what you're supposed to do. You're right. Like, no, thank you. But you did what you were supposed to do. Like, when people ask, like, what can I do? Like, as a Black person, when people say, what can I do? This is what you're supposed to do. This is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do the right thing. Just do what any other normal human being would have done.
Yeah. Protect the rights of another human being.
Right. And this also protected interracial marriage as well. It's so silly.
And sickening, though, Jamal.
That in 2022, we're talking about protecting interracial marriage as well as gay marriage. Like,
doesn't that even feel wrong saying it? Like, it doesn't even feel like
coming out my mouth.
Exactly. But that's where we're at.
Yeah.
You know, and that was why when Clarence Thomas came out and said that, I was like, bitch, aren't you married to a white woman?
Yes. So
this is where we're
at. So Mitch McConnell actually voted against it, and he's married to a Black woman. He's in an interracial marriage. It's like, what? Yeah, but of course. Wait, is his wife Black? But he's in an interracial marriage.
Yeah, well, but still, it's like, I'm surprised that more people didn't cross over, but we thank the ones who did. And, you know, I mean, we'll keep an eye on this story. I mean, it's just, it's repulsive that it had to get to that.
Yeah.
But that's where we're at. Next, the city of Taylor, Texas. It's just outside of Austin. We are talking a lot about Texas today, right? So they held their annual holiday party this year. It's great, right? The normal holiday parade rules were forcing participants to stick to traditional biblical and family values, though, since it was sponsored by the local church. So the city's LGBTQ plus community decided to find and pave its own road. The city chose not to sponsor the traditional parade and instead hosted an LGBTQ plus friendly parade that happened immediately after the church run one ended. In 2021, the city also hosted Williamson County's first ever in-person Pride event. Oh my God, that's beautiful. What are we all talking about? Yeah. So for all those people that stand up for us, you know, we say thank you, and this is what you should be doing.
Right.
You know, I mean, when it comes to a parade being sponsored by a church, and then you saying, well, no, we can't have any LGBTQ plus organizations a part of it because it's sponsored by the church, and, you know, God hates fags, right? So, you know, okay, well, you know what? We're going to support our LGBTQ plus community anywhere. We're going to do a parade regardless after your dumbass, whack-ass parade, and it's going to be better and more fabulous than ever.
And I love the city of Austin. I love the city of Austin in Texas. It's kind of like a safe sanctuary city in the middle of Texas that just welcomes all. And this is beautiful that they yank their support and put their funding and put their money where their mouth is. It's like, we are a safe community. There's a gay bar in the middle of downtown Austin.
I've heard that, like, when you think of Austin, when you think of Texas, you're like, oh, you think of like Florida when it comes to Texas because of like Abbott and all his crazy rules and his crazy thoughts and his crazy beliefs. But then you think of cities like Austin where people are fleeing other places to go there to live. And I'm like, really? Like, it's that progressive and that inclusive in a state like Texas, though.
Yeah. And it's funny that this is a church that supported the parade, and we're filming in a church.
We are filming in a church, Sunshine Cathedral, the queerest church.
So God doesn't hate fags.
God loves fags. He told me that. I might have been on acid, but he still told me that.
And she did too.
I'm just saying. Next, Disney once again faced an oops moment, all right? So Disney suffered one of its worst theatrical releases ever with its latest animated movie, Strange World, excuse me. So Strange World is the first Disney movie to include an openly gay main character. It is kind of bittersweet news for queer audiences, though, because some people are blaming the LGBTQ plus representation for the film's flop. Others blame the marketing, noting that they didn't even realize the film was out until they saw the news that it flopped. So what are we all talking about? I didn't even know this movie existed.
I don't know what we're talking about because I'm in the same boat. I watch Disney Plus faithfully. I'm a Disney fanatic. And I had no idea that there was a queer...
And we would have supported, I mean, this is us. We would have supported the damn movie if we knew it was happening.
No idea.
You know, think about it. Like, it's about a family that has to live in space or something like that. And like, you know, side voice, who in the main characters was gay?
One of the kids.
So, and one of the children was gay, and it was like, you know, I mean, I thought the premise was fantastic, and it reminded me of like an old show from like the 80s and 90s, Lost in Space or something like that, where the family, like, you know, woke up one morning, everybody was gone, they ended up in space. I have no idea, but I would have watched this thing if we knew that there was some LGBTQ plus representation. And
to this day, still have no idea what this movie is.
Jamal's going to go and like Google and then he's going to call Disney Plus and go, I am a faithful subscriber and I did not know this new movie was coming out. I'm mad, you know.
Faithful. I watch almost everything Disney.
Look, you know.
And they're really good with the gay. They even have the Out collection and the little shorts and... I guess they really dropped the ball on it.
I think they dropped the ball. I'm not going to say that, you know, it's poor marketing or they didn't put the right money behind it like they do for everything. Look at Encanto, okay? The little brown girl, all right, Colombian, that was me. And they put all kinds of money behind that. You knew that movie was coming out before it came out. You were talking about Bruno before you even knew who Bruno was, right?
We don't talk about Bruno.
We don't talk about Bruno. You were talking about Bruno when you didn't know you were not supposed to talk about Bruno, okay? But nobody heard about Strange World.
No.
Just...
And now I want to go watch it.
Now we're going to watch it, though.
I'm going to watch it.
Now we're going to make it one of those things that like gets blown up cult classic like outside of the movie theaters. Go watch it. Check it out. Let us know what you think. Finally, North Dakota transgender women fleeing the U.S. Form a group to help others do the same thing. Okay, so Rynn, Willgohs, and Zara, both transgender women who live in Fargo, are working to set up Transport. It is a nonprofit group formed with the objective to help other trans people in the U.S. immigrate to more hospitable countries. As a Floridian living in the Ron DeSantis era, I can totally say this is applaudable work, and I might be needing your services. If you could do lesbian port, I might need that. You might need to send me somewhere. What are we all talking about? What do you think about this? Transport.
Queerport too. Queerport too. Okay. Transport me up out of here too. Beat me up, Scotty.
Beat me up.
Bring me up.
Beat me up, girls. Beam us up. I love this idea, though.
I love it.
I mean, you know, someone has to come up. We need to protect our trans community. Our trans brothers and sisters are being attacked left and right. And it's crazy that, like, they would have to leave this country where I'm like, okay, well, I would leave Florida. Maybe I have to leave Florida because I can't stand around DeSantis anymore and all his hatred and marginalization and just being the disgusting human being that he is against our community. But this is on a whole other level. It's like, let's move you from the U.S. to Canada. Let's move you to Amsterdam, one of your favorite places.
Mm-hmm. Well, Cape Town is my retirement spot.
Make sure that you save him a spot because that's where he's going, okay?
You know, tell me all the secrets, you know. But no, I like this. I like the that they're setting a precedent and pioneering a way for those who don't feel safe in this country to get out, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. We don't know what the future holds, Jamal. Like, yeah, okay, we've got our marriage rights intact for now. But they're coming at us at all angles. Mm-hmm. You know, if I was a woman living the trans experience, I would be super scared. Like, I know women, we both have a friend, Raji, right, who's a friend of the show's, that she has told me many times that if she's in a car leaving from Miami and she's got to leave the state of Florida, she won't stop at a rest stop to go pee because of just how awful people can be in the rest of the state, in the rest of the state. And That's true. That's something she lives with. And that's no way to live.
No way to live. No way to experience life. Experience a planet that doesn't belong to any of us, that we're just here for a temporary time.
Yeah.
And people think that, they can make others feel as though that they're not worthy of existence, like worthy of a mere existence. And that's pretty sad that, we have people who are connected to us who feel as though, even me, that they have to leave, their home or where they grew up or where they're familiar in order to find some sort of resolution and peace. That's really messed up.
In order to find some real, true freedom.
Right.
To just be who the F they are. That's it.
And just live.
That's it.
Just live.
You're not moving somewhere to break the law. You're not moving somewhere to sell meth. You're not moving somewhere to just do awful things. You just want to be you.
Right. And North Dakota at that. That's
Fargo.
Ooh.
You seen that movie? It's cold.
It's real cold.
It's real cold.
It's real cold.
Transport, I applaud you, honey. If there's anything we could do here in South Florida to help, let me know. I'm telling you, queer port, lesbian port is next. I'm just saying. The FayWhat show is part of one of the largest LGBTQ plus media companies in America. Hotspots Magazine has been documenting the LGBTQ plus experience for 37 years. And Happening Out Television Network has been bringing you daily LGBTQ plus news, talk shows, and more for 4 years. In the same model of PBS and NPR, we are a nonprofit 501c3 organization whose mission is to educate and serve the LGBTQ plus community. So Jamal, what are you doing this week? Oh my goodness. So it's the first week of December, the parties are starting, the holiday parties are starting, lots of fundraisers are coming. What, anything fun this week?
I will be in Atlanta.
Yes, at the conference.
And advisory board. And once I get back, I will most likely be transitioning into my more holiday mode. So my more holiday mode is now like creating warmth in my house. And
have you put up your tree and stuff?
I don't do trees.
Okay. Okay. Reason? I mean, like my cats get stuck in it, so I don't. That's why I don't.
I'm lazy.
There, you heard it. So basically, if somebody came to your house and set up everything, you'd be okay with that, but you ain't doing it.
I actually told my roommate, I was like, if you want to be in a holiday spirit, you can decorate, you can do whatever, but I'm not doing that.
Jamal's like, I'm just gonna put on a Santa hat, and that's all you get from me. I'm sorry,
I really
baby.
do that. No, you called it out. You called it out.
Okay, our last show in December, you're wearing that hat. Make sure you bring it. We'll do it. And that's it. That's all you're going to wear is just that
I have
hat.
a candle right now. It's a big candle, too.
For there? We'll just put the candle there.
In my house.
Oh, okay, it's festive. Is it red?
Okay, it's like the sparkly, silvery...
Christmassy.
Yeah, it's Christmassy, and it smells, Christmassy.
Christmassy. What does Christmas smell like to you?
Acorns, cinnamon, apple pie.
Yeah, I love that. You know what Christmas smells to me? Like an old fat guy in alcohol. That's what reminds me of Christmas. I just always remember a nasty fat Santa guy that I would have to sit on for a picture, and I'd be like, ew. And he smells, and I know he got a boner. Like, it was just disgusting all around. That's what reminds me of Christmas. I wish I was lying, Papi. Really? Yeah.
I feel the truth. I really feel the truth.
I'm all better now. I got to thank you, Jamal, for getting up early on the FayWhat show. I adore you. I love having you in bed. And, I'll see you back next week.
All right.
I love you. Make sure that you follow Porcelain on Instagram. Okay, Porcelain, that's a 3 instead of the E, bitches. All right, and you'll be there. You'll go down like a rabbit hole if you go down Jamal's social media, because like, he's adorable, he's hot, he's fine, right? But then you start looking at what he's done, right? And it's like, look at that. Oh, he's got an incredible ass. Like, if you want a butt to like bring to your plastic surgeon and say, hey, this is the ass that I want, it's Jamal. All right? I'm just letting you know. All right, love you. So did you know that Happening Out Television Network studios are located at Sunshine Cathedral Square, that also houses Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church located in Fort Lauderdale? We broadcast their Sunday service every week to more than 30,000 at 10:30 a.m.
I'm Michael Reardon, the Director of Marketing for Compass Community Center, and Sunshine Cathedral is my queer church.
At the FayWhat Show, we want to introduce you to interesting people that are important to our LGBTQ plus community, and today is no different. I am super excited to be in bed with Howard Andrew from FabScout. Yes, gay porn, that's what it's all about. Enjoy. I've been trying to get you in bed forever. I know, funny joke, insert, and we always make it all the time. And you're like, I'm not going to get in bed with you. And look, here you are, in bed with FayWhat. I'm sorry. Did you lose a bet?
No, hey, it's not like I haven't been in bed with a woman before.
How long has it been?
44 years.
All right, so it's been 44 years since Howard Andrew has been in bed with a woman, and here I am breaking it up.
That one actually gave me a daughter.
Aww,
so if you give me a daughter, we have a problem.
Listen, there's enough sperm in here that I can give you triplets. I mean, I can get pregnant just by breathing.
Do you dare me to get the black light out? We could walk the bed.
No. Some things are better left unseen. You know what I mean? Like small penises. How did all this start? I mean, give me like the short version of this. Because, I mean, you didn't expect to be part of such a huge gay porn, representing organization like FabScout. Like, how did that happen?
I worked for several companies in retail for many, many years, and there was a company, I worked for Party City for 15 years, and then I went to a company called Paws and Claws, which is kind of a takeoff on Build-A-Bear.
Okay.
And we did an event at the Staten Island Mall, and I had the Sugar Beats, which is a really popular children's musical group. And they came, and we were expecting about 1,500 people. 15,000 showed up.
Woo!
I got my ass kicked by Staten Island police and sheriff and everything. Anyway, so at the end of it, I put my computer and my keys on the stage, and I'm like, thank you, everybody, have a great day. And I took a cab to the airport. I was done. I came home, and my husband at the time and I went out to Cupid's Cabaret in Miami that night and had a great time, and I was watching the bartender stealing money. And I asked for the manager, and this guy came over and said he was a manager. And then he asked me if he can come back, if I could come back the following night, which I did. And it was a different bartender, and that bartender was stealing.
Okay.
So the guy pulls me in the office, and his name is Michael. He was the owner of Cupid's. And they fired the first bartender. The second bartender was actually the general manager. They fired him, and boom, next day I was the GM.
Of Cupid's?
Never worked in a bar before.
Okay, and Cupid's is what? Is it like a Velvet? Is it like a swingers club? Is it a sex club? What would you...
Cupid's was, they had two locations, one in Miami and one in West Palm. It was better than any Swinging Richards, better than
Velvet,
Johnson's and stuff. I haven't been in a female strip bar in years, but it was.
No, Velvet was is a swingers, like for both, but it was good.
It was classy, it was upscale, it was clean.
Okay.
So, and there I am for the next 7 years. And then this man came in one day and said he wanted to hire one of my dancers. And I said, yeah, okay. Because I thought he, a hooker, whatever. And he told me who he was. His name was Rick Ford. He was basically the man that started gay porn the way that we know it.
Wow.
And I was blown away because I knew the name. And he spent 3 days with me and taught me how to be an agent. And I said, okay. And 2 days later, FabScout was born.
And here you are.
Here we are 20
decades
years later. 20 years.
2 decades later. Holy crap. Do you remember the first person you signed?
Brad Starr. Brad Starr. He was the one, I mean, we are 20 years later, I'm still in touch with him, but...
He retired.
Yeah. It's old, but... I remember the first time I met him, he was working with another company, and we had agreed we were going to work together. And then I had started signing a few other people. And then I had met online a producer for an owner of a company called Massive Studios. John Bruno, he passed away a couple of years ago. And then right after that, I met Shishi LaRue, and I was like, oh my God, I'm like starstruck, God. And then it became just, okay.
And she still works with you a lot. She's constantly posting every time she's down here for a couple of months working.
18 years later, Shishi and I are still friends, and I value that friendship, and that's a wonderful thing. 20 years later, and 10,000, 20,000 models, whatever, that have gone through the system, and we do what we can to keep the boys working,
and you do a great job of it. I mean, come on. So, if you wanted to, you could watch porn all day. I know you've got things you have to do, but I'm saying if you wanted to, like after you book somebody, do you watch?
No.
Never.
The thing with these guys is they become my kids. So once I get to know them, they become part of my family, and it becomes creepy. You know, my office being right on the other side of that wall, I might walk back here to make sure everything is okay, and, but it's not like walking back here to be creepy and get a look at a naked guy because I see it all day long.
So are you numb to it? So do you don't, okay, so you can come back here and there's a bunch of boys having a great time doing a movie and you won't even go, ooh, wow, he's hot. Like you're numb to it at this point?
No, because they're most of them are my boys.
They're your friends now.
But if they're not my guys, like if it's a guy from another agency or somebody that rented the studio, whatever, that's a little different. Because then I'll look at it like, oh, he's, you know. But my analogy when people say, oh my God, best job ever, is if you worked at McDonald's, would you eat French fries when you got home?
No.
If you worked at a movie theater, would you eat popcorn at home?
No.
That's my analogy on what I do all day long.
Yeah.
And when I go out to a bar, or when I'm out anywhere and people say, oh, do you know this guy? Do you know this guy? Could you get me free lube? Can I have a password to this website? Can you introduce me to this porn star?
These are the things that they tell you.
This is why I don't go out. You know,
when I see
you,
you have a job,
right?
Yeah, to do.
I do a lot of volunteer work in this town because it keeps me occupied and grounded, and I don't enjoy going out, like to go out to a bar and hang out. That's not my thing. I don't enjoy it because for me that's work.
Yeah.
But when I do an event like Pride or the pool parties or whatever, my job is to run that ticket desk, and I'm making sure everybody's doing things correctly.
I know. Listen, so, I'll walk up and I'm like, hi, it's me. Just let me in. He's like, nuh-uh. Where's your ticket? I'm like, Howard, but it's me. You got a ticket somewhere. I'm like, damn it.
Okay, but we found it.
No, but we found it. We found it. So I used to work at a strip club years ago. Big surprise, right? You know, a lot of the girls had to drink a lot and do a lot of drugs to get through the day. Okay, and I'm not saying that a lot of them didn't already come in with issues. All right, but to do what they were doing and the extra stuff, they needed to be inebriated or on a lot of drugs. Do you find that to be the case also with the boys?
Yeah, I would say probably more so the boys than the girls, because I would say probably 40%, 50% of my guys are what we call gay for pay. They're straight. You know, I was like, I felt that the sex worker community was really being mistreated, and you know, I jumped on it. And
so folks, what happened basically is like, you guys know about monkeypox. It came in like a lion, and all the media reports were scary as hell. They were telling us that our boys were going to get monkeypox. You know,
we were
I even asked my wife. I'm like, look, I'm around these boys all the time. Okay, should I be getting a monkeypox vaccine? Because I was just so scared of the just all this crazy media stuff that was coming out. But then I read a story about you taking care of all your boys. Mind you, you couldn't find a monkeypox appointment. You just couldn't. Broward Health, everybody was just overwhelmed, and you got all your boys vaccine, and then you started opening up to the public.
It wasn't only my boys. It was never about my boys. It was, I mean, obviously it was about my boys, but the reality was anybody in the sex worker community. I don't care if it was male, female, I don't care if it was trans or any other alphabet letters we're going to choose to use. I just felt that people needed to get a hold of the vaccine, and if I could be a medium and make that happen, that's what we did. And then fortunately, from me doing it, a lot of nightclubs in Fort Lauderdale and a lot of other places were able to get it started and get it done, and people got vaccinated, and that became the beauty of it all.
Yeah. How crazy was FabScout during COVID? I mean, how? Like,
the industry basically shut down for about a year. There were a couple of websites shooting. The majority of them were shut. And then when they started to pick up, it became double-dose COVID testing. It was a COVID test a week before, and then when you got to wherever you were going, it was another COVID test. So the amount of money that we were putting out for tests was insane.
Because that was before the easy peasy rapids that we all have at home now, right?
That's when those were first starting. And we were allowed to go to Walgreens and get 2. So I remember, you know, we were all going to every Walgreens in town, picking up 2 from here, 2 from here, 2 from here. It was kind of wrong.
A lot, but also a lot. Yeah. I'm not even thinking about the people that missed out on having those COVID tests because, you know, really hot gay porn guys needed them more. But
hey, you know, it was that and those inhaler things that you sniff in the little brown bottles. That's what pulled FabScout through COVID. Without those...
Poppers. Okay, so can we talk about poppers? Is that
yeah,
okay?
I mean, poppers are illegal, so I would never talk about poppers. I would talk about the inhalants.
Okay.
Nail polish remover.
Okay. Yeah, they're sold that way. All right. So you also sell those as well, right? But I mean, I've seen them everywhere. Like, have those... They've come back. I mean, I feel stupid even asking that, just because I know that poppers, I know that inhalants have been around for a while, right? And then all of a sudden, Lil Nas X started talking about it on stage. All of a sudden, Madonna started doing an Instagram about them. Has it become more popular, or is it just the same? Because even white girls are now doing it.
I would say
with their crews.
In the 70s and the 80s, they were really, really a big deal. 90s, they're still around. And, you know, it slowed down a while, but it picked up again maybe 10 years ago. When I started carrying them, we were doing okay. I carried like 5 different kinds. Now I carry, I think, 8 different kinds. And during COVID, no good. You know, thank goodness that's what kept us in business.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I was running sales. I was, you know, I don't, even now I run sales all the time and I don't make a lot of profit on it, but I make a lot of people happy and it moves the merchandise. And you know, it got me in a little bit of trouble with a Fort Lauderdale bar this weekend. That was not my issue. It was somebody else's issue. I'll tell you about that later.
Okay.
But that's they see how much I sell them for, and it makes them mad because you could sell them for $10 more. And why should I? Why?
But you don't. And that's okay. They're just mad that they didn't think about it first. That's what it is.
No, if you go to the bathhouse and buy a bottle, it's going to cost you $40 for the same bottle that I sell for $20.
Yeah.
And
see, you heard it here first. Mention the FayWhat show and you can get that same discount for you.
There you go. I'll put a coupon code. Go to fabscout.com/shop.
Okay.
And you can say FayWhat in the discount code section. It'll give you 20% off everything on the site.
You see, and you say FayWhat never gives you anything, right?
I will give your people 20% off.
Don't you love that? Your butt will say thank you as well. I mean, think about it.
And your mouth, because that thing you have on the side there, you can't pull it out. You can't. Now he's going to have to edit that. I think that you know, once COVID got back to normal and then monkeypox took over, and now monkeypox is gone and everybody thought COVID was gone, and currently at the moment we're praying for a very well-known member of our community who's suffering at the moment from COVID. I think we as a community forget and forgot how many people actually died from it, and we've given up all of our cares about it. And I think hopefully this person will bring back some memories and people will start taking care of themselves again. I mean, I know that you can't put a stop to events that have thousands and thousands of people, but China right now is completely shut down again.
Wow, yeah.
Is that going to happen to the U.S. in 6 months? I don't know.
And it could. Do you, like, that reminded me of something. We celebrated World AIDS Day a couple of weeks back, and do you think people have forgotten about AIDS and HIV like they do about COVID?
Yes, because of PrEP. And the problem with that, being on my side of the business, is I hear these kids, 15, 20 years ago, we would send a kid for testing, and if he came back HIV positive, we would be here with a hysterical crying 18, 19, 20-year-old.
Wow.
And it would probably be maybe 5 a week. And wow. I'm not exaggerating.
Wow.
And now it's maybe 2 a year. But every other STD has increased tenfold. Between syphilis and gonorrhea and chlamydia and other things, it's just insane the amount of stuff. Like, I feel like I've turned into a doctor, having to answer all these calls and all these questions. People asked me what my feeling was on COVID, and I said, COVID reminds me of HIV and AIDS back in the 80s, because I lived in San Jose, California. We were going to San Francisco. If you're walking down a street and somebody on right where you are coughed, you would immediately cross the street. Yeah. That became the same thing that was happening during COVID.
Yeah. You couldn't have an allergy during COVID without somebody giving you the side-eye mean face. So.
And then I look at things now, these kids' answers is, oh, I'm on PrEP, don't worry. I'm on PrEP, don't worry. Dude, PrEP protects you from HIV, and only at X percentage. So while I'm not down on PrEP, I'm not a negative PrEPster like I used to be. I just think there's not enough education. Like when a doctor hands out a prescription for PrEP, okay, here you go, have fun, go have sex. They're not reminding these kids that it doesn't protect you against these other things.
Yeah.
And that's when my team and I feel like parents and have to sit here and tell these kids that it's not what you think it is. It's not a wonder drug.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't mean that you're going to die like it did back in the day, but it still means something. And there are huge side effects to the medication as well. There's a lot of cancers that are caused by it as well. You don't just get this PrEP and it's over.
Correct. But they think PrEP is the wonder drug. We laugh. I mean, I have 2 assistants out here. I have Stephen, who I thank God for every day. I have Justin, who is amazing. And we laugh when the phone calls come in. But the kids say to us, "Oh yeah, I don't care. I'm on PrEP." And when we try to explain undetectable is untransmittable, and I don't care about that because I'm on PrEP.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, when you get on a set, I need you to look at that penis. If you see a sore, if it's dripping, whatever, say something. You know,
if you see something on a penis, say something.
It's difficult dealing with all the STDs every single day and having to explain to a kid, well, I had syphilis 4 years ago. I shouldn't have it now. And I'm like, syphilis is with you for your entire life. Oh my God. No matter what you do, it's going to be in your system your whole life.
It's the gift that keeps on giving, and people don't even know about that.
The difference between syphilis and love
is?
Syphilis is forever.
You see? You see?
Sorry.
So, I love porn. Thank you for all you do. And gay porn is my favorite, of course. Duh, right? And here we are in, it's...
laying on a bed that there probably been 200 scenes shot on.
I love that. Is that weird? That excites me, sort of. Like another girl would run out of here and sanitize herself from head to toe. FayWhat is kind of like, that's hot.
Oh,
right?
there have been girls on this bed many times.
Yeah. There's a girl I saw on your site that we have to talk about afterwards. Anyway, so listen, porn is now it's not something that people used to hide. I used to find my stepdad's Playboys and stuff like that, it's not something that's so hidden anymore. And it really means...
Wait a minute, so did I.
They were the same ones. Is there something that we don't touch when it comes to a gay porn film? Is there just some kind of scene that just would be we're not going to go there? Would we have a BLM porn?
Unfair question.
I know,
because we are a distributor for several different lines of DVDs. You saw my warehouse up front. One of the lines of DVDs that we distribute for has some extreme titles to it.
Okay. That
I am really against, and I can't do anything about production. Steven, can you bring me a copy of my favorite dark DVD? Yes.
I love that you have a side voice. I have a side voice too.
No, but what I love is I didn't have to name the DVD. He knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, I know. And the fact that what's good is that he also was like, oh my God, again? like you want that DVD again?
There's about 60 titles that we distribute, and I would say probably half of them, in my opinion, are offensive titles. And I can't do anything about it.
Hi.
Here's Steven, by the way.
Hi, Steven. Look at his shirt. He's so hot. Hi. Wow. Hello, Pito Rojo.
Gracias.
Hi, you know that, man. I love that.
I'm going to give this to Faye face down.
Okay. Okay. I see a really nice butt behind it.
Right in the middle. It's a title
that... Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's one of those titles that we just don't say. But,
okay. I got it.
A lot of DVDs like that. And
there's a space for it, and there's people who want this particular one.
Yes.
It would just be like a derogatory name for a culture or for somewhere that you're from, okay? That people would take it the wrong way. But some people actually say it to each other in a very what's up kind of way. So it's, really depends on who you would ask. I can understand why you would be uncomfortable with it. I kind of am uncomfortable with it, but I also kind of want to lick the DVD. So there's a weird line there.
It is. You ask about the whole BLM thing, and yeah, there have been issues and there have been problems, and it knocked out a lot of the porn industry for many, many, many months. There's one model out there right now that thinks that I'm the biggest racist on the planet. I laugh about that. But anyway, the issue that we have is the majority of the studios, while the studios are producing what the fans want, the fans are not being open to and not wanting certain people in their DVDs as far as I can see. Being on my side, I don't cast. Okay. I send out pictures. I don't cast anything. It's my job to try to get my models work, whether they're, you know, any race, ethnicity, age, whatever. Some of the older guys get mad because they can't get work. Some of the twinks get mad because they can't get work. So, you know, when you talk about the BLM movement, it's the same thing. And I catch hell for it every single day, but there's nothing I can do.
Yeah, but it's something that you need to address, and you are.
And I've addressed it at several different seminars and online and in person, and I can't change the mind of the public that buys the DVDs. But I can laugh about it because whenever I get an order for this specific DVD, they have an AOL email address and they live in New York. So we could figure out who it is, you know?
So I know that you don't work part with the names of these porn movies and stuff like that. Do you have like a favorite porn name? Like a favorite porn movie? That's not your favorite one. Shut up. Come on. Look, some of the movies that came out this year, that I like, okay? Oh, no. Twink Light, Captain Americock, the Twink Avenger, okay? Bat Dude and Throbbing. The Web of Sperm, that was a good one. That was a really good one. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Balls. That one was
Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Balls. I probably have 200 copies of that. That is an amazing movie. That is what kind of started it. That was a few years ago. That was done by Dominic Ford. And I believe that was in 3D as well. They're smoking. Anyway, they're yeah. You know, when it comes to titles and movies like that, I have to laugh at them. Harry Potter was a great one. Not even a question about it. Some of the ones like, you know, the generic ones, the Pizza Boy, he delivers. Come on, I mean, you know.
But do you have one now with Amazon? Well, the Amazon guy delivers, and he comes in and delivers some more. Like, that's right there. That's right there. No. I know it's going to be in the next one, and FayWhat just wants a little bit at the bottom.
I think if I used the name Amazon, if I suggested it, we'd probably get in a little bit of trouble.
No, you're right. You're right.
I'd get a phone call from Jeff going, hey, but we've all done scenes like that 100 times. You know, there was a website that used to be filmed out of this studio 20 years ago called Lost in the Hood. Yeah. And there was one episode, I was off the weekend, and I came in on Monday, and there were smashed watermelons in the parking lot all over by the front doors. And I called the producer that used the studio, and I said, what did you do? And then he sent me a copy of the DVD. And there was a fight in the parking lot between a white guy and a black guy about a watermelon. And
oh my God, who writes this stuff?
The same guy who beat it, that same website, they beat up the Easter Bunny with a pizza. Sliced pizzas, one at a time. They were all smacking the Easter Bunny. I have no idea why.
I would have thought more like sodomy with a carrot. That's what I would have thought. Like something like that, right? No, maybe. I'm just saying. Okay, so talking about websites, I had your website up the other day, and it's not the first time. And of course, you know, and my mother-in-law walked by when the screen was open. You know, I could. My mother-in-law is a Trumper. I couldn't even begin to try to explain that I was doing research, right? Because I was doing research. That's what I was doing.
I used to look at my dad's National Geographics because it was research.
Did you really? So I came across Josh Cannon.
Yes.
With his Canon.
Yes.
Like, holy Canon. How long has he been working for you?
Probably about a year and a half.
That's
but
it.
He's not. I mean, he's a good kid. He's a nice kid. He's geographically undesirable. Best way I could put it. When I have somebody that it's going to take more than 2 flights to get them to somewhere, they're geographically undesirable. If it's going to be $1,000 airline ticket, there's not a lot I can do.
No, I got it. I got it.
He's a great kid. He's a cute kid. He's a good performer.
But it wasn't okay. Well, I really didn't give a crap about his performance. I was just looking at his Canon, and there were a couple of beautiful women also.
Yes.
Incredible representation.
That's the new side of FabScout. FabScout TS.
Okay.
Has launched because it seemed like only the obvious next move, and it was a perfect logo design because I just took the FabScout and added an S at the end, and it was perfect. FabScout TS. And I have I don't have a lot of girls right now. I have 3, I think. We're about to have 4, and it's fine. You know, I think that whether it's male to female trans or female to male trans, I believe that everybody deserves to have representation that gives a shit. And there's some of these girls and guys that have what's called a suitcase pimp. You know, they throw the kid in the back of the car and bring the kid around to however many studios they can, and by the end of a weekend, that kid is used up like chop meat.
Oh, that's awful.
And you know, the suitcase pimp takes X amount percentage, and the kid thinks he got a great deal when this other guy just walked away with 50% or whatever. It's not cool, but they are around.
Ouch.
Your next question, I'm sure, is going to be about fluffers. There is no such thing as a fluffer.
There really isn't a fluffer? Like, that was the job I was going to apply for. Like, I thought I'd be perfect for it.
You have seen my office. There's no couch, so there's no casting couch.
Yeah, so there's
Those
no
are all non-existent.
I love that.
I had to bring it up because I
know because it's come on, that's like such a great, that would be like the awesomest job of the world. Fluffer, Fay the fluffer, FayWhat the fluffer. But now you're saying that you're not taking applications, so
what the fluff?
What the fluff? So here at the FayWhat show, we do like a little game just so people could learn more about you, right? It's just very simple stuff, and it's just a way for people to learn about you. You know, like the porn industry, it's not, you're a whole lot more. You were inducted into the GayVNs this year too.
The GayVN Hall of Fame.
Not even, okay, see, then he corrects me. It's not just the GayVN, it was the GayVN Hall of Fame, Faye, get it right.
GayVN is the gay adult video news, so it's the entire gay industry. AVN, which is arguably the most popular out there, with a big convention in January and the award show and all the celebrities and everything. 2 years ago, the award show was dark. Last year, the award show went live again, but not with a big audience. We just had a big show in LA. And it was truly an honor that I could never have. I mean, I was hoping for it, but I didn't think I was going to get
it. That's what I was going to ask you. Like, I love that you're being humble, but you've also worked your ass in this industry for 20 freaking years, and they see that, and it just made sense for you to be inducted. It
was amazing, and I got there, and I remember them first thing. By the way, Howard, you have to help us out at the front door. Everybody has to get a COVID test when they walk in. You have to double check IDs. Oh, and by the way, can you bring in about 25 guys that are tested that can sit on set with us? And I'm like, you're giving me 1 day's notice to get this all done.
But the award is pretty heavy and nice. So you did follow through with everything that they needed you to do. And then, who was in your acceptance speech?
I think my dad probably was mentioned more than anybody because my dad passed away a year ago, 2 weeks ago, and he was like everybody, a major part of my life. But he was really cool. I remember when I came out, I told my mom a year before my dad. And then when I finally told my dad, I said, I have something to tell you. He goes, please don't tell me you're coming out, because this is not something I didn't know already.
That's the best coming out story ever. Yeah, I love that.
He was a good man. He was 90, so it was his time.
No, and he was okay with all of this.
And my mother carries around my business cards with her, and she hands them out. Unfortunately, she hands them out to older men thinking that, call my son, he's single. I'm like, Mom, that's not what we're going for.
Are you single?
I am.
Are you single because of all of this?
I don't think so.
No? Okay.
I'm an asshole. That's why I'm single.
Are you single because you have a house full of gay porn models?
All the time. I think what I enjoyed about the last 5 days, there's been no porn stars in town the last 5 days in my house. So it's been absolutely wonderful. Normally, last week I had 5, and it was a lot. It was a lot.
And you had no interest in dating any of them? What kind of guy do you look for? Like a nice, normal freaking guy who goes to the office?
Breathing.
An accountant, maybe?
Breathing.
A breathing guy. A breathing guy.
Who
breathes?
It's very funny. I was with my ex for 18 and a half years, and he is now my business partner, and we are very much soulmates. He's married, and his husband and I are good friends, and him and I are the best of friends. We will be together in each other's lives until we're dead.
I love that. And you know that soulmates are not supposed to be together. That's how it works.
18 and a half years, so it was the best 3 years of my life. And then I was single for a while, and then I met my other ex, and we were together for 6.5 years, and we are now absolute best friends. I'm more like an uncle. Yeah, I couldn't complain.
Are you currently looking?
No.
Okay, so if you want to, let us know. No. Okay. No, I believe that. All right, what's your favorite holiday, Howard?
It used to be Halloween, but 15 years at Party City, that kind of took it out of me. I think Arbor Day.
Arbor Day! Plant the tree!
Because Hallmark doesn't have a card for it.
I'm surprised they don't. All right, okay, let's play the or game on the FayWhat show. So here we go. Ketchup or mustard?
Ketchup.
Grindr or Facebook?
Facebook.
Boxers or briefs?
Boxer briefs.
Marinara or Alfredo sauce?
Bolognese. Neither. I can't. Bad stomach, sorry.
Oh my God. Stranger Things or American Horror Story?
American Horror Story.
All right. RuPaul's Drag Race or The Masked Singer?
Ooh, that's a really tough choice.
I know, it's a tough one. I know. We love both in our community.
RuPaul.
Oh, ooh, okay. All right. Do you pray before bed or go down a TikTok hole?
Before bed and when I wake up, it's TikTok hell.
I knew it.
Total TikTok hell.
Bears or Twinks?
Bears.
Damn, that was quick. See how much you can learn right here on the FayWhat show? Look at all that you learned about Howard.
Yeah,
Twinks, why?
But Bears has only been lately. I think, I've dated Twinks. Everybody,
Everybody's dated Twinks. I dated a Twink. I mean, seriously.
I'm kind of changing. I'm looking more for a bigger, beefier, semi-normal, because in this town, with a job again in this town.
Yeah.
Not in the public eye. Somebody that doesn't want to go to bars. Somebody that and Twinks want to be out there. They want to go to bars.
They want to be seen. They want the I totally get it. What do you wish for when you're blowing out the candles on your birthday cake?
That's a really tough question. I would say the answers to a lot of medical questions. I wish that they would be able to find cures for things and that things wouldn't affect certain groups of people the way they do.
I love that. I thought you were world peace. I hate when people say that. It's like, come on. You know what I mean? Like,
what was that Miss America with the South Carolina girl?
because oh my God, yeah, no, that woman was so sad. Do you remember that?
I couldn't stop laughing.
So
on TikTok this morning, by the way, it was 2 hours and 15 minutes.
2 hours you went down the TikTok hole like that.
My dog had to pee.
I love dogs, and I love that you love your dogs too. So it's crazy. Like when I think about just how big the porn has become all the way around, right? Did you hear about the craziness that happened with FTX, the Old American Airlines Arena? So the Old American Airlines Arena in Miami, right, was bought by FTX. FTX was the cryptocurrency that went under, right? So now the two other companies that are vying to win the name are Bang Brothers and another porn company. I can't remember the other one. But I mean, what's the smile for?
In a conversation with Bang Brothers, supposedly that's just a rumor and not true.
Okay, and Booby Trap was the other one.
Absolutely the same. It was somebody that posted a meme as a joke, and it got taken seriously.
Oh my God, kind of like the Party City costumes during Halloween that everybody started putting on.
The spirit costumes.
The spirit costumes. And I was like, they had a costume for gay, and I posted it, and I was like upset. I was beside myself. I had all these comments, and then I was like, oops, sorry, it was a fake one.
But I saw the arena picture, and I sent it up to them, and they were like, you know how fake this is, correct? And I'm like, okay. The money that porn companies used to make is insane. The money that porn companies make now, I'm sure is still insane, but nowhere near what it used to be. OnlyFans and Just for Fans and sites like that have kind of taken a bite out of not only my business, but their businesses. And the internet, Twitter and Instagram and stuff has made it so easy for people to communicate with each other that there's a lot of people that don't need an agent or don't want an agent. And they feel they can do it all themselves until they screw something up and then call me and say, can you help me with this?
I messed up.
And then I have to,
What is your guilty pleasure?
Potato chips.
Sour cream and onion? Nacho? Buffalo? Just plain old salty ass, oily ass chips.
I worked hard on this.
Howard, Andrew, thank you so much for being in your bed with me. Can you, all right? He's on the FayWhat show, but in bed with me. Thank you so much. This has been so eye-opening, and other place openings.
All that I can say is, please wash your hands when you're done. You can sanitize.
You know that I love you and I adore you.
And I do too.
I really do appreciate this. This was like, I've always wanted to sit and have this conversation and learn more about the industry.
I know for a couple of years we've talked about it. It became kind of a running joke back and forth. And
because I didn't think you actually wanted to get in bed with me. Like, I thought for sure, it's hard for girls in this community, to be accepted because I'm usually surrounded by a bunch of penises.
Currently, you're surrounded by 4 penises.
Yeah, it's a good day.
Count again.
It's a good day.
Where is number 4?
Over there.
No.
Oh, here. I love you, darling. Continue with the success. I know that a lot more accolades are going to come because you don't do all of this with here. You also do a lot of it with this.
It's not about the accolades. It's just about doing it. And I'm not trying to be that humble asshole or whatever. It's like, I'm kind of the guy behind the scenes. My assistant Matt has worked for me now for 19 years. He is working part-time now. He moved to North Carolina. He's still with the company. Steven has been with me for 17 years. God, that's, to be a 20-year-old company and have 2 out of your 3 employees be with you for that long is...
It says a lot.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It says a lot, especially when people are like, quietly quitting and working from home and all of that, and I will also sit here and thank you for your inclusivity. You really do have everything represented, and I will sit here and say thank you for that. Not many people do that. All the colors, all the shades, all the lengths. Do you need a big penis to do this job?
No, not at all.
See, my friends that were asking, now you know. Thank you very much, Howard, for being in bed with me, folks. Howard Andrew, FabScout. Make sure you go check it out. Don't forget to also get some of the other party favors that he also sells.
Well, go to the shop, FabScout.com/shop, and put in FayWhat.
Perfect. FabScout.com /shop. And there you'll see everything that you need and love, and 20%. You'll get 20% off if you put FayWhat in the code. Come on, all right? And let me know how much you enjoyed it. Let me know what your favorite flavor is, okay? Because I'm always...
You just have to tell Justin to make sure to put that code in the computer.
Justin, make sure you put that code in the computer. All right, we will be right back.
Thank you.
Finally this morning, I want to get our week started by telling you some things that are really important to me. We call it Faye, what's on my mind? So you know what's on my mind? Newly sober gays are on my mind, all right? Being sober and gay can be exhausting, and a lot. So my sober birthday was last week, and every year it's important, 8 freaking years. My name is FayWhat, and I am an alcoholic. My sober birthday is 11/29/2014. So I'm constantly approached by gay boys that tell me that they just can't quit, that they would like to, but it's too hard to be fabulous and not party. Look, let's face it. Drugs and alcohol are a huge part of gay culture. It's part of our everyday, Getting trash together, hooking up, and using drugs to enhance sex are just part of the package. And that's fine for some people. But when you're ready to get off that party bus and start living sober, it can really be hard to just adjust. Like, where's the fun? Where's the sparkle? When sex, bars, drugs, and booze are the norm, finding a life that feels balanced and rewarding without all of that can be a challenge. So I wanted to give you 3 ways to get into the groove of your new life in recovery, all right? Let's begin by, wait, no, I got to put on my glasses. I forgot, because I'm not smart without my glasses. All right, I look smarter, right? A little bit. All right, so let's begin with the first thing that I'm going to tell you, you newly sober gays. Love yourself a lot and really hard. And you can take that however you want, all right? Like RuPaul says, if you don't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love somebody else, right? Can I get an amen? So many of us have stayed in active addiction simply because it was easier to find relationships in the bar scene than outside. But how many of those connections are really built to last? When we get sober, we start to see what those relationships are really made of. I lost quite a few gay boys because they didn't want to see themselves as having a problem themselves, maybe. It can be hard to deal with the fact that some people were only drinking buddies, or some people were just other kind of buddies, you know, sex buddies. But what's the solution to this sense of loneliness? Love, of course, a lot of it. Learning to love ourselves is one of the best and hardest things we can do in recovery. It sounds really corny, but celebrating our sobriety and the milestones we pass is a great way to rebuild our sense of self and our self-esteem. Every day, give yourself a pat on the back. You're already 24 hours further from the person you used to be 24 hours ago, and 24 hours closer to the person that you will be. Remind yourself that your life is worth living. After all, there's only one of you, right? Next, be smart when it comes to staying sober or addiction. It is as slippery as an eel, okay? When we're not paying attention, our addiction can change shape or sneak up on us in unexpected ways. Sure, we may have put down the booze and the alcohol or the crystal meth or the pills, but all of a sudden we're literally cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Or we start smoking again, or vaping when we'd quit years ago. Or we can't stop obsessively checking Grindr or Facebook for updates. Those are addictions too, by the way, okay? And those are addiction-related behaviors that can be a problem as well. So we need to be aware of our choices and the paths they might lead us down. It's true that nobody ever got drunk from eating too many cookies, right? Probably it's not clear. In any case, don't try this at home. But think about this. We eat too many cookies so fast that our stomach hurts, and then we feel like a hungry, hungry hippo at a family-style buffet. We gain weight. So then if, you know, right, we're gay and we're fat, then we feel like crap. Then we hate ourselves some more. Then we feel unattractive. And then guess what? We drink. And it's not the cookie's fault. But the cookie got the ball rolling. Same with smoking or hanging around in places that we know aren't healthy for us. By staying vigilant and calling ourselves out on the bullshit, we can maintain our recovery another day. Next, dating while sober. That could be a lot of fun. Oh my goodness. The eternal question is, how are you supposed to date without a drink in your hand? Yet people do it all the time, okay? And do it successfully. If you're worried about making authentic connections with people, whether it's a relationship or a business partnership, it's okay to leave alcohol out of the picture. It's better to know what someone is like sober. And that someone includes you too. When we show up to a date sober or make a point to meet at a place that doesn't serve alcohol, we get to be our real, true selves. And we see our date at their realest too. Those champagne goggles will make everyone look a little hotter for a minute. But when we dull our senses, we miss out on all the cues and hints that are so important for forming valuable relationships. The flags are waving and we don't see them because we're drunk. You ever been with that guy or girl? Oh, I'm presently separated. Oh, no, we're just friends. We're just roommates. Flags, okay? You know, abstaining from alcohol or drugs can give you a real clear look at how other people view your recovery. If you don't drink, does your date act weird and awkward? Do they try to pressure you to drink? Oh, it's just one, just have one. Do they unload a long, dramatic story on you about their alcoholic father or that one time that they were arrested for drunk driving? Or are they cool accepting that you're sober? At the end of the day, whether it's one night stand or the love of your life, you don't want to be with someone who isn't down with you. Sober you. Real you, recovered you. In a way, recovery is a great litmus test for your potential partner's character. If they judge you, that speaks volumes about what they're made of. Next, my emotions are off the charts and I don't know how to deal with them. Well, one of the first things to happen in recovery is that our emotions come back. For those of us who have been socially conditioned to be confident and independent, be that independent lesbian or that butch gay boy, that can be a real challenge. Alcohol and drugs are a numbing agent for people who have substance abuse disorders. It scrambles our emotions and can even cause long-term issues with our brain serotonin receptors. I bet you didn't know that. When we get into recovery, our hearts and minds slowly begin to reconnect. And the result is a lot of feelings. So many freaking feelings. Ugh, more feelings than a fucking Oprah special, okay? But you're feeling each freaking feeling. And it's a blessing to feel it. So how do we handle this? Well, you can't control the waves, but you can learn how to surf. Look, strong emotions may feel strange or weird, because they really did feel weird for me, but they are natural in recovery. They don't make you weak. They're part of your process. Find people you can trust and be honest with them about what's going on with you. Friends, therapists, a support group, AA, whatever. They're all good resources. As time goes on, you'll get accustomed to your emotions and learn to trust yourself. Part of recovery is becoming a whole person. So even if you love being rough and tough, you may find yourself embracing a little bit of your feminine side, of your softer side. Stranger things have happened. I used to hate people now. All people. All kinds of people. Now I hug freaking everybody. It's the weirdest thing. Anyway, newly sober gays, you are on my mind. And guess what? Your only job is to stay sober today. You'll figure out what works out for you. This is your journey. Enjoy every minute of it. And guess what? It only gets better. Here's to my 8 years. Well, that's the FayWhat show. I hope you had fun. I'm really passionate about trying to connect the L and the G in our LGBTQ plus community. It's often hard for us girls. But if we believe that we are one strong community, then we must support all the letters of our LGBT and Q+. We open every show with a nod to Mary Tyler Moore, and that girl's Marlo Thomas. This show is dedicated to a strong LGBTQ plus community. I just encourage you to be a little bit kinder, a little bit funnier, and embrace our tremendous diversity. It's what makes us so strong. Until next Monday at 9 a.m. live or anytime on demand. I'm FayWhat, and I am #thatgirl. I wish you a week full of sunshine and rainbows. Stay gay.
Rainbows, gay boys, #thatgirl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word. Is that girl, the girl of all our dreams? She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, #thatgirl. Pride-filled, tea dance, Wilton. Is that girl, Latina, but she's you.
So, did you enjoy the show? I know you did. So make sure to click subscribe so you won't miss any of the events, news, or interviews right here on the FayWhat show. Ring the bell at the bottom of the screen, right there, so you'll be alerted every time we're live. You can also click on the Happening Out Television Network logo so you can see all of the shows on the most diverse LGBTQ plus media network. Find out just what we're doing to bring the L and the G together right here on the FayWhat show. Get the week started with me.